What's up guys, in this video I'm going to compare the Samsung Galaxy S21 with 5G and the Apple iPhone 12 mini. Let's get into it. So the Samsung Galaxy S21 is pretty much the flagship go-to device if you want a Samsung flagship phone, and the Apple iPhone 12 mini is actually the cheapest iPhone 12 and it's the smallest iPhone 12 model. And also it's the cheapest 5G iPhone. So these phones are very comparable in that regard. Price-wise, the Samsung Galaxy S21 starts off at around $800, while the iPhone 12 mini is a little bit cheaper at $700. So there's the $100 price difference between these devices. The overall size, the S21 is around 6 inches tall, 2.8 inches wide, 0.31 inches thick. iPhone 12 mini is way smaller. It's 5.1 inches tall, 2.5 inches wide, 0.29 inches thick. So obviously with the name with mini involved, it's going to be the smallest 5G phone you can probably get, and it's very small compared to the S21. For the weight, the S21 is pretty lightweight. It's 5.9 ounces, but compared to the iPhone 12 mini, that phone is 4.76 ounces. So that's way lighter than the S21, which also makes it the lightest 5G phone out there. As for build quality, the S21 has a glass front, plastic back, aluminum frame. iPhone 12 mini has a glass front, glass back, and aluminum frame. They both feel good. They both kind of feel premium, but I have to give it more to the iPhone 12 mini just because of that glass feeling. But if you slap a case on it, which I recommend, you probably will not be such a big deal on either of these devices. Both the S21 and the iPhone 12 mini have an eSIM, which basically gives you another option to put a data plan or a second phone number, and you don't have to go to the store to get a SIM card. You could just activate it straight from your phone. So that's pretty good for travelers, or if you just want different options for service. Both of these devices have IP68 dust and water resistance. The S21 is rated for 1.5 meters submerged in water for 30 minutes, while the 12 mini is rated up to 6 meters for 30 minutes. So both of these are going to be fine around water. Now for the display, the S21 has a 6.2-inch screen versus the smaller 5.4-inch display in the iPhone 12 mini. The S21 has a dynamic AMOLED display with 120 Hz refresh rate, while the iPhone 12 mini has a Super Retina display, which doesn't have that high refresh rate. I think it's around 60 Hz. For resolution, they are very similar. They're both full HD 1080p displays. The S21 has a PPI of 421. iPhone 12 mini has a PPI of 476. So both of these are up there in the resolution PPI values. So you're going to get quality screens on both of these. The S21 display also has a bonus of having an always on display. So to some people, that's going to be important. For the software department, the S21 is running Android 11 with the Samsung One UI. The iPhone 12 is running iOS 14. And you're going to get basically several years of updates, which is good from both of these devices. You're going to get at least 3 years on the Samsung. You're going to get around 5 years at least on the iPhone 12 mini. You kind of know what you're getting. If you like Android, obviously you're going to get a lot of customizable features, especially on the Samsung One UI, which is pretty nice. And you know what you're getting with the iOS software. You're getting special things on iOS such as iMessage, FaceTime, AirDrop, iMovie, things of that nature. But you get to do a lot more different things on an Android phone, and especially on a Samsung device. So many that I can't even get into, but you could have different launchers, you could rearrange widgets, you could do all types of things with the Android phone. So now it's just a matter of preference, but for the most part, you're going to run all the same popular apps on both of these devices, and there shouldn't be any problems. For the chipsets running these devices, you have the Qualcomm Snapdragon 888 on the Samsung. The iPhone 12 mini has the Apple A14 Bionic. Basically, these phones have the best of the best in the chipsets for their respective operating system. And you should have no problem downloading and using any app from their respective app stores. And the most popular ones such as YouTube, WhatsApp, GPS mapping with Google, or anything like that. All these phones should be fine. Most of the games should work totally fine because these are flagship level processors in each of these devices. Also, for the RAM, which is tied in directly with the chipset, you got 8 gigs of RAM on the Samsung and you got 4 gigs of RAM on the iPhone 12 mini. Both of these amounts of RAM are good for the respective device. 8 gigs of RAM is more than enough for an Android phone and should have no problems running several apps in the background. Same thing with the iPhone 12 mini. 4 gigs of RAM is kind of low compared directly to the Samsung, but iOS uses a RAM very, very efficiently, and 4 gigs of RAM will be more than enough to handle having apps in the background as well. When it comes to internal storage, the Galaxy S21 has 128 gigs of the base storage, while the iPhone 12 mini has 64 gigs of internal storage to start out with. Now, obviously, the advantage goes to the Galaxy S21, which 128 gigs is more than enough for most people. And I'd say you could get by with 64 gigs on the iPhone 12 mini for an average person as well. But if you are a power user and you like to have tons of movies and music and pictures and apps and games on your phone, you might want to step up to the next available one, because both of these phones do not have expandable storage. It's kind of disappointing on the Galaxy because it's a flagship, and that was one main thing of Android phones, is that they would always typically have a micro SD card. So that was one advantage it always had over the iPhone, but now the flagships are removing that feature, so they're more on par with each other now. Now for the camera department, the Galaxy S21 has 3 cameras in the back: 12 megapixel main camera, 64 megapixel telephoto lens, and a 12 megapixel ultra wide. The iPhone 12 mini has 2 cameras, 12 megapixel main, 12 megapixel ultra wide. I'll be very honest and very frank, both of these phones have excellent cameras. You won't be disappointed by either of these. If you're taking photos or videos, they will come out nice and crisp and clear in low light, and in the daytime you shouldn't have any disappointments on either of these. You have, for the video resolution, you could shoot up to 8K on the S21. You can shoot up to 4K on the iPhone 12 mini. Again, both of these will take excellent video. These are the best of the best in terms of general quality. These are the flagship phones, and you won't be disappointed with picture taking or video taking. But I'm gonna have to give a slight edge to the iPhone 12 mini, just because that you can get iMovie on the iPhone for free, and you could actually, as soon as you take your videos and pictures and stuff, you could make content creation very easy with iMovie. Unfortunately, in the S21, it takes good pictures and good videos, but I'm sorry to say, but there's no iMovie comparable app on Android. You have to, if you want to make nice videos and stuff and upload them to YouTube, for example, you're going to have to probably connect it to your computer and take out those pictures and videos. So I'm giving the slight edge to the iPhone on this one. For the selfie camera, the S21 has a 10 megapixel shooter, and the iPhone 12 mini has a 12 megapixel shooter. And you could shoot video on both of these phones, selfies, up to 4K. So both of these phones have flagship level selfie cameras. They were very, very good. Both phones are similar in the regard that they do not have a headphone jack. It is a common trend nowadays that flagships do not have headphone jacks, and the iPhone hasn't had a headphone jack in quite some time. So if you want to hook up physically your headphones or mic or anything like that, you're going to have to get a dongle on either of these devices. If you do embrace wireless connectivity to other devices, both of these will work fine. They both have Bluetooth 5.0. And that way you can connect your smartwatch, your Apple Watch, your Samsung Watch, your smart band, your wireless headphones, your speakers. Any of those wireless devices will happily work with these phones. Both of these devices have NFC and they were basically meant for payment services for the most part. You get Google and Samsung Pay on S21, while you have Apple Pay on the iPhone 12 mini. For charging, the S21 has the USB Type-C, and the iPhone 12 mini has the Lightning port. Very standard ports that Android has had with the USB Type-C, and the Lightning port is very standard for Apple devices. So the USB-C port is more versatile because it connects to more devices such as laptops and Chromebooks and MacBooks and iPads and other Android devices. The iPhone 12 mini's Lightning port is kind of long in the tooth and only is found on other Apple devices. For security and unlocking, the S21 has a fingerprint reader. It's under the display ultrasonic, while the iPhone 12 mini has solely Face ID to unlock the device. Both of these phones have a reliable way of unlocking it. You shouldn't have any problems with that. Now for the battery, the S21 has a 4,000 milliamp battery, while the iPhone 12 mini has a 2,227 milliamp battery, which is pretty much half the size of the S21. Now with that being said, the S21 having a 4,000 milliamp battery is average. It's not really impressive, especially since it has 5G. I'm pretty sure you will have to reach for a charger before the end of the day. As for the iPhone 12 mini, it's going to have average battery life as well. It won't last you all day, but for the size of this battery, it is pretty good. Both of these phones come with fast charging. Got 25 watts on the Galaxy. You have 20 watts on the iPhone 12 mini. You should be able to get a quick charge in around 30 minutes on both of these. The S21 has fast wireless charging at 15 watts and reverse wireless charging at 4.5 watts. iPhone 12 mini has Qi magnetic charging at 12 watts, and it also has MagSafe feature for mounting and stuff. So in conclusion, which phone is better or which phone should you get? Well, these phones are basically flagship devices. The S21 is like the standard best Android phone you could get with all the features and bells and whistles that you could possibly want. The iPhone 12 mini is a very small device. It is a flagship device as well, but if size is something that's important to you and you like a more manageable device, the iPhone 12 mini will be for you. Another defining feature is going to be the software. It's simply if you like Android and it's very customizable, or if you like iPhone, which has steady updates, but it hasn't, you know what you're getting with an iPhone and iOS. And also if you prefer iMessage or FaceTime or AirDrop or iMovie, for example, if you come from an iPhone and you're very attached to those, you're going to have to stick and get with the iPhone 12 mini. Other than that, for the price, they're very similar. There's only $100 difference between these devices, but I think at the end they're both very similar because they're both flagships and they have the best of the best with chipset, with the cameras. You won't be disappointed, but there's certain things that the iPhone 12 has. For example, for me, it's the not having iMovie, so that'll make the camera worth a little bit more, so you can create content on there and upload it to YouTube. But that's just my take. But if you do decide to go with Android, the Samsung Galaxy S21 is the best phone that you don't have to think about it. Just get it. It has everything that you possibly would want in an Android phone. Well, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Peace.